Hello to everyone! Today is so beautiful and sunny day in Oberstdorf, and I'm so lucky because I have an interview with my lovely friend Urssula Irrgang. Hello Ursula.
Hello Zamira.
Please tell us about yourself. What is Grid of Light Mandalas? When did you experience Grid of Light Mandalas for the first time? And how did it happen? How did it affected your life?
Well, it's a very long story, but I try to make it short.
We have time.
I have time, I know. But it all started in 1992. Until that time, I was a very successful personal manager. And all of a sudden, the contracts with my clients weren't renewed. So I felt something new is coming up in my life, but I didn't know what it was. So then a shaman came across my life, an Inca shaman, and I wanted to go with him to Tibet. So, and he answered, no, I'm not going to take you there because the energy of Tibet, you've got that already. Come with me to Peru. I did never think of going to Peru. But I understood the message, and 14 days later, I was in Peru. And I did a very interesting trip, about 3 weeks around Machu Picchu, then Bolivia, Titicaca Lake, Tiahuanaco. So it was a very, very deep experience for me, and I was searching for something new, but I didn't know what I shall do with my life. So then I always wanted to do something for children. But then I started to start some projects for children in the Titicaca Lake, in the Isle of Amantani, and also in Cusco. And but finally I found this is not the way. Now, I went back twice again in 1994, and on the last journey I had many visions up in Machu Picchu. And I got an idea what I have to do, because I felt I have a mission on this planet. Now, meanwhile, somebody told me about Fibonacci sequence. So this is a mathematic sequence. In fact, it is the cosmic code for everything alive on this planet. And this person, with whom I studied Vedic philosophy, he showed me how to make mandalas with this mathematic. And I asked him, now what can I do with it? Oh, I said, I don't know. So then I had to find out myself. But I felt that there is a very big mystery behind it. So then I went again a third time to Peru. And after that third journey, I had an idea what to do. So I came back in December 1994, and I started to calculate these mandalas. And it was like any mandala or every mandala was a highlight for me. So I started calculating hundreds of mandalas. I sold my house, I gave up my firm, and I only calculated mandalas. And all of a sudden I felt how this is changing my life. And I was confronted very deep in my heart with my emotions. I was confronted with the program I had written in my life, with my thoughts. And one day I started to remember a very old wisdom from Lemuria. And this corresponded to a vision I had on Machu Picchu. Now the vision on Machu Picchu was, I know that Machu Picchu is a very holy place. And later I found out that at Machu Picchu there is a light library from one star system, from the star system of Sirius. And I knew that there were 3 doors to get into this light library. And so I asked if I can enter this light library. Now the first door opened, was a big sun on it. So and when the first door opened, I saw books and books and books. And I was so astonished. And I saw an angel or something like that taking care of these books. So this is all I saw. So I said, okay, then please open the second door. I didn't see anything but light, and I didn't understand. And then I asked to open the third door, and I saw crystal pyramids from Lemuria, and they looked like this. And I said, well, this is very funny. So, but I didn't understand yet. I didn't know at that time that I started to remember a very ancient Lemurian wisdom, because the culture of Lemuria worked with these crystal pyramids. Now, I went home, I calculated my mandalas and calculated and painted nights and days, and many things happened. And all of a sudden, I realized that these mandalas here, calculated on different ways, I will talk to you about these ways, that they are activating the DNA. That means that all the wisdom we have is in our DNA. And drawing these mandalas, I activated the DNA, and I realized the mission I have to find the wisdom behind these mandalas. Now you might ask, what is, how are they calculated? You see different geometries. You can make a star like this, very beautiful. You can make it in the flower of life, in another geometry, you see? Or you can do it like this. And we have to understand that the geometry is the language of light. Now, what is the language of light? The cosmic language. It is mathematics, it is color, it is sound, it is frequency, it is information. Now, and on this level, I started to calculate these mandalas. They are all information. For instance, if I want to make a mandala to heal water, then I made this mandala to heal water, and I asked Dr. Emoto to make the water crystal, because once I was invited in Moscow to the Equatech with Irina, and I should explain my work. And so I thought, well, I want to show people in this Equatech what it is all about. And so then I got in contact with Dr. Emoto's office in Liechtenstein, and then I got this wonderful crystal. It's all information.
So it looks like a mandala.
Yes, it does look like a mandala.
So it's the same.
Yeah. So this is one thing. But maybe some things to say about this Fibonacci sequence. You see this cactus, and you see the Fibonacci sequence is a spiral, and this cactus is also a spiral. So you see the cactus has some flowers, and afterwards it's turning around, and then it has another flower, and it's turning and turning. And this cactus is still living, not in my home here in Oberstdorf, but in Kaunertal, and it's lying because it is so big now. But we are also built from this Fibonacci, you see? So the ancient master, the ancient cultures, the Egyptian and the Inca and the Maya, they knew about this. So on the base of this mathematics, I started to create all sorts of mandala in different ways, in different calculation, in different geometries. But it changed my life. It changed my attitude to life, and it made me very, very happy.
It's a beautiful story.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Ursula, how can we use these mandalas in our life?
Well, there are many different ways how to use these mandalas. First of all, if you draw these mandalas like I did, like this, or like this here, I have drawn many, many mandalas, you see.
So beautiful.
You connect points which you take out of the mathematic matrix, and you only connect these points to a mandala. So what you connect is you connect the 12 levels of the DNA.
Wow.
And they're not only very beautiful, but you find a way to yourself. It will get you into harmony in your life. So, for instance, you can paint any subject. You can paint your fears, you can paint the chakra system, you can paint love and joy and happiness, but also your sadness. So to get to find out the reason for your sadness, or to find out the reason for your anger and things like that. So it brings you into harmony, and the energy goes to the subtle system of your body, and if your energetic field is in harmony, then your physical body is also in harmony. So that was the first thing I experienced. Then and I started to remember while painting these mandalas. The second way is you can make medicine. So for instance, the whole homeopathica, I do it myself. So for instance, if I create a mandala from arnica, this is a plant, I don't need any potential, because I've got the blueprint, the hologram of that plant. So I don't need to go to the pharmacy and buy arnica. I make a mandala, and I have the hologram. So I can make essences myself. And I'm very sure that this will be the medicine for the future. And I remember when I had a workshop in Moscow, there was a medicine professor from Kiev. And he asked me so many questions during these 3 days. And at the end, he said, thank you for what you have told us. And he said, what you are doing is the medicine of the future. I said, yes, I know. And I didn't know who he was. So I asked Irina, I said, who is he? And she told me that he was a medicine professor from the Ukraine. So you can do this. Then you can also change energy in a room. You can change energy everywhere. So if you give an information into the room, we even try to give information into classrooms in Austria. So the children are all quiet, you see, and they have better notes. So many things you can do with it. You can also print it on your T-shirt, or put it under your bed to sleep better. So many possibilities you have to use these mandalas. But I always say, use these mandalas with biggest care, because they can bring you into a process. For instance, if you make a mandala of your birth date and of your name, this is the whole story of you.
Yeah.
And I experienced that it really can change your life. So we have to handle these mandalas with greatest care, because it's quantum physics if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ursula, what does that mean when you say that mandalas can restore the divine order on this planet?
Yes. Well, if we can get in touch with ourselves, with our own matrix, because we have all this, everybody has the same divine matrix, but we forgot who we are. Now, and if I use this matrix to get in harmony with myself, to change the attitude towards me, first of all, then I restore this order. You know, I get to another consciousness. And these mandalas are a tool, if you want to, a tool to get another consciousness, to raise your consciousness, to find out who you are. You're not just your body, you are light. We are all light, but we forgot. You see? So that's what I mean. Or if you have seen in my apartment the plants. My plants are so beautiful because I give them mandala, and they grow, and they are. It is consciousness. A plant is a consciousness. A tree is a consciousness. So, and even if you give informed water for animals, they like it very much because they know. I also found out that people who don't know anything about these mandalas, if I show them something like that, then they say, "Oh, what's this?" And I might tell you a very nice story. Once I wanted to buy a printer. I went to Kempton, and the man asked me, "What do you want to print?" Oh, I said, "What am I going to tell him?" Now I had a mandala in my pocket, and I showed it to him. And he looked at the mandala, and he looked at me, and he looked again at this mandala, and he said, "Tell me, can this mandala calm me down?" I said, "Yes, it can." I didn't have to explain anything, you see, because he could feel the energy. And I even experienced with animals how they look at these mandala because they know the divine structure of the universe. That's it.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Ursula, what do you think the humanity should pay attention to in our days?
Well, that's a very important question, because actually the whole planet is changing. We are starting in a new paradigm, and this new paradigm will be called light and love and happiness. And you can see around the world that all the systems collapse. It is the financial system, it is the economic system that collapses. All these systems collapse. Why? Because we cannot carry on to spoil this planet. First of all, we have to pay attention to ourselves, to love ourselves, to respect ourselves, to respect any other person coming along our way, and also to respect nature. Because if we spoil this nature, we will not have a chance to exist anymore. And I think the most important message I might give is we have to learn to share. Because nobody on this planet should starve. Nobody on this planet should live without a home. So nobody on this planet should starve from hunger. So we have to learn to share what we have and love each other, be in harmony, respect each other. I think this is the most important message for this time. Because if we don't learn how to share, war will not stop. Because the war is always having things, being greedy, having more, taking more than I need, and this is the reason why we have war. But we don't need so much for our life. So we have to take a decision. We have to take the decision, how do we want to live? So this, I think, is my most important message.
Thank you so much for your...
You're welcome.
experience, for your very important knowledge for our planet. Thank you very much, Ursula.
You're welcome.